Class, I just modeled for you how to actively read a word problem. You always want to underline the question, clearly understand what the question's asking you. Circle the important information. Okay, and that's called highlighting. Looking at any pictures, if there's any graphics, look at that. And chunking, stop at every sentence, stop every once in a while, and look and ask yourself, pause, do I understand this? Am I making a connection? So I'm going to read this aloud, and I'm going to pause, and I want you to help me figure out what we're going to do with each sentence. While in Tokyo, Callie spent 547,000 Japanese yen for a strand of pearls. Okay, I'm going to chunk. Anything going through your mind right now? We're asking ourselves questions. Good readers ask themselves questions. Anything going through your mind? Yes?
That 547,000 might be a good idea.
The 547,000 might be
a good detail.
A good detail that you may want to highlight and circle? Good job. I think you're right. 547,000. It's a number, and it's probably going to be important, so we're going to highlight it by circling it.
The part when it says was equivalent to 5,000 in U.S.
Oh, okay. Right now, you're reading a little bit ahead. We just want to see what information this gives us and what kind of thoughts come to our mind. So we'll get to your thoughts on that sentence in just a minute. Now, anybody else have a thought about this? Because I have one more thought about this sentence. What do you have?
She paid 547,000 Japanese yen for a strand of pearls.
What about that? Oh, you mean you want to highlight the whole thing?
No, like that's how much she paid for just a strand of pearls.
Okay, good. That's how much she paid for a strand of pearls. So you're putting a connection. You know what it means to go buy something like that. Good. Now, what came to my mind was, as I'm reading this, yen, I don't know what yen is. I don't know what yen is. So when you come to a word that you don't know what it is, see if you can look for context clues so that you can understand what it probably means. So you know if Callie's buying pearls with yen, what do you think yen probably are?
Currency.
Money, currency. Good job. So we use context clues. And that's what good readers do. When they come across a word they don't know, they stop and they say, let me look around that sentence. Let me see if I can put a picture in my head. What could it probably be? So we're already saying, okay, 547,000 Japanese yen is what she spent to get the pearls. Good job. Now we're going to chunk the next sentence. The cost of the pearls was equivalent to $5,000 in U.S. currency. So we're going to stop. What does that information give us? And you already had something.
That it was equivalent to $5,000 in U.S. currency.
So you like this word equivalent because what did that mean?
Equal to.
Okay, so now we're learning that 547,000 Japanese yen are equal to $5,000. And notice this has a dollar sign. This one doesn't, so they're different. They're different units. Okay, so right now we're putting a picture. Okay, so she really spent $5,000 for that, but she used yen. At the time of Callie's purchase, how many yen were equivalent to $20 in U.S. currency? Okay, this is the question. We're going to underline it. How many yen were equivalent to $20 in U.S. currency? Are there any of those words that are more important that you think that should be maybe highlighted right now in the question?
How many?
How many yen? We want to find out how many yen. Our answer is going to be yen equals, right? Okay, good job. And we already know the word equivalent. We've already circled it. So we've been very actively reading this problem. We've been circling and highlighting. So that's a great job. Now I want to give you a clue. Right now we have, we forgot to mix something. We forgot this, $20. Good job. We have 3 numbers circled. 2 of them are dollars, 1 is yen. I just want to give you a math hint. Whenever you have 3 numbers and they ask you to find the 4th one, ask yourself, is this a proportion? It may not always be yes, but good readers ask themselves questions as they're reading. So as I'm reading, I see yen is being compared to dollars, and they want to know yen compared to dollars. That sounds to me like a proportion. Because when you do a proportion, you're comparing one thing to another as one thing is to the other. So I'm going to say, use my math skills now. Yen is to dollar as yen is to dollar. Okay? We are using proportions now. So what information can we have from this? I need to fill in some of these variables. What do I know about the yen? What's the number for the yen?
547,000.
547,000 goes on the yen. What number goes to the dollar that relates to that?
5,000.
5,000. Good job. So we have yen is to dollars. And see how I'm talking to myself? Yen is to dollars as yen is to dollars. That's how we figure out. We take these numbers that they've given us, we put it into math. But we had to have really good reading skills in order to get this far. Now, proportions are cross-multiplying problems. Okay, well then now I want to show you a math shortcut. Okay? Whenever you have proportions, you have this number times this number equals this times that. The two that are numbers, multiply them. That means you're going to take this times the 20. Put that into your calculator. This is a shortcut, and we'll practice this shortcut. But this is the math skill. Now you take that number and you divide by whatever's left over. The one that went with the variable, that's the one you divide by. Now does anybody have the right answer? Take your time. What did you get?
B.
B. 2,188 yen. In order to solve this problem, we not only had to be good in math, we had to be good in our reading skills.